RMX was initially deposited into a saving account with an interest rate of 3.25%, compounded semi-annually. After 5 years, RM10,250 was withdrawn from the account. 3 years later, the account balance became RM28,960. Find the original amount, X, that was first deposited. First, we need to identify the information needed to use in the compound interest formula, which is S equal P open bracket 1 plus I close bracket power of N. They give us the amount of money that was withdrawn, which is RM10,250, and the maturity value S2, which is RM28,960. The interest rate K, which is 3.25%, the number of times interest is compounded in a year, M, that were compounded semi-annually, which is 2. There are 2 lengths of time given, that is one until the RM10,250 was withdrawn, which is 5 years, and another one is after the money was withdrawn, which is 3 years. Now we need to calculate the formula for the rate of interest compounded annually, I, and also the formula for 2 numbers of years, N1 and N2. The formula for I is I equals K over M. Change the K to decimal numbers and we get I equals 0.0325 over 2. To get the N1, the formula is N equals M times T, which is N equals 2 times 5. We will get N1 equals 10. And for N2, it's N equals 2 times 3, which is then N2 equals 6. Now we can use the compound interest formula to find the P2. 28,960 equal P open bracket 1 plus 0.0325 over 2 close bracket power of 6. Bring the bracket to the other side to be divided by the 28,960, and we get the P2, which is 26,290 and 28 cents. Then we plus the P2 with the amount withdrawn and we'll get the S1, that is 36,540 ringgit and 28 cents. And now we'll use again the compound interest formula to find the original amount, which is P1 or X using the S1. 36,540 ringgit and 28 cents equals P open bracket 1 plus 0.0325 over 2 close bracket power of 10. Bring the bracket to the other side to be divided by the S1. Calculated, and we'll get 31,142 ringgit. So the original amount of deposited, X, is RM31,142 ringgit. RM32,800 was invested in MDA Bank for 12 years and 4 months. The bank offered an interest rate of 8.2%, compounded every 4 months. Find the accumulated amount at the end of the investment period. First thing first, we need to point out the information given in the question to use in the compound interest formula. The P for principal is 32,800. The T is 12 years and 4 months. The K is 0.082 and the M is 3. Then we need to calculate the I and N. Using the formula for I, we'll get 0.082 over 3. And the formula for N, and we'll get 37. Now we can put this into the compound interest formula, which is S equal 32,800 open bracket 1 plus 0.082 over 3 close bracket power of 37. Calculate and we'll get the S equals 88,960 and 2 cents.
Alright guys, so I'm gonna explain to you guys about problem statement of compound interest. So for the question 2, it said Fatah intends to borrow 15,000 and has 2 options. For the option 1, the interest rate is 9.5% and compounded monthly. And for the option 2, the interest rate given is 10% and compounded quarterly. He plans to repay the loan in full at the end of 4 years. Determine the best option by comparing the interest charged for each option. Alright, so to solve this question, we take all the information for the text given. P is loan, which is 15,000. K is rate of interest, which is 0.095. M is the number of time interest is calculated in a year, which is 12. T is term of period in the years, which is 4. I is K, interest rate over M, which is 0.095 over 12. And to find N, you guys just use formula M multiplied by T, which is 12 multiplied by 4, and we get 48. Alright guys, to solve this question, just use formula S equal to P, open bracket 1 plus I, close bracket, and power of N. Just enter the information given in the formula. S equal to 15,000, open bracket 1 plus 0.095 over 12, close bracket, and power of 48. And the answer for S is 21,901.47 cents. So, question asks for the interest. For the interest, just use formula I equal to S minus P, which is 21,901.47 cents minus 15,000, and you guys will get 6,901.47 cents. So for the option 2, I already explained to you guys about the formula meaning. Just use the same formula. Substitute the formula with the information given S equal to 15,000 open bracket 1 plus 0.1 over 4 close bracket and power of 16. And the answer is 22,267.58 cents. As usual, we need to find the interest using the same formula. So, 22,267.58 cents minus 15,000, and the interest for the option 2 is 7,267.58 cents. So, the best answer for this question is option 1 with interest charge 6,901.47 cents. It's the best option because the interest charge for option 1 is lower than the second option.
For part B, question 1A, Johan is starting a new business and needs a loan of 250,000 ringgit to get started. He approached 2 different banks for a loan and each bank offered him a different loan package for 15 years. The details of the packages are as follows. For Trust Bank, the interest rate charged is 5.5% compounded quarterly and the frequency of payment is every 3 months. For Horizon Bank, the interest rate charge is 4.65% compounded every 4 months and the frequency of payment is every 4 months. Calculate the periodic payment and total interest charge for each bank. For Trust Bank, I is interest rate per interest period, which is K over M. K is 0.550, M is 4. N is the number of interest period, which is M times T, then we get 60 for N. Then we apply the formula A equal to R, then we get 6,146 ringgit and 13 cents for R for Trust Bank. Next, to calculate the total interest charge for each bank, we use the formula I equal to Rn minus A. R equal to 6,146 ringgit and 13 cents, N equal to 60, then we get 118,767 ringgit and 80 cents total interest charge for Trust Bank. For Horizon Bank, I is 0.0465 per 3, N is 45. Then we apply the formula A equal to R, then we get 7,757 ringgit and 74 cents for R for Horizon Bank. Then apply the I equal to Rn minus A and we get the total interest charge for Horizon Bank is 99,098 ringgit and 30 cents. Question B. Based on your answer in A, which bank should Johan select for the loan and why? Based on my answer in A, I think Johan should choose Horizon Bank for the loan because the total interest charge is lower compared to Trust Bank.
Question C. If Johan failed to make the first 5 payments, how much must he pay on the 6th payment to settle all the outstanding areas? To calculate the amount that he must pay on the 6th payment, we need to find S, which is the amount of annuity. We use the formula future value of annuity and put the value into the formula. R is 7,757 ringgit 0.74 cent and I is equal 0.0465 per 3. N is 6, apply the formula, then we get RM 48,387.83 cent for S. Question D. If Johan decides to pay off all his loans immediately after 8 years, calculate the total amount he needs to pay. To calculate the total amount he needs to pay, we need to find S, which is the amount of annuity. We use the formula future value of annuity and put the value into the formula. R is 7,757.74 cent. I is 0.0465 per 3. N is 21. Then we get RM 190,825 ringgit 23 cent for S.